This morning, day trading pre-market, I'm going to show you guys the trade that I made here on CLVS this morning. I'm going to break it all down, my thought process before the trade, my thought process during the trade, and just kind of the overall action that we got. Kind of a little bit of a tricky one this morning, but still walking away green. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. I'm just getting back into it, taking a little bit of smaller size today. It's been a hot minute since I've been trading, I feel like. And even though it's only been even though it's only really been a week, it feels like a hot minute. So I got to get back into the flow today, and it's good to start the week out green here. Going to show you guys the live trade here in a second, so make sure you stay tuned. So it's early morning here Monday, and I'm taking a look here at CLVS, looking to see if we can get a little short opportunity. You can see this $23 area. Trying to hold it down right now. Pre-market, big gap up there from $17 up there to $23 right now. So we're going to see what happens at this $23 resistance. Let's see if it gets held down there, and then, kind of look for a short opportunity. This can push up there. See if we get a little bull trap here above 23, a little spike and a quick drop kind of thing. So that's what we're watching for right now. Let's see what happens at this $23 area. Look in the daily chart. You can see this thing's just been getting crushed basically since July. Today, there's another company, TSRO, that I guess is getting bought out for $75. So TSRO this morning, big news coming out. They're getting bought out for $75 a share. So CLVS is kind of following that, the idea, okay, that another company got bought out for $75. So people are thinking, hey, if TSRO is getting bought out if TSRO is getting bought out for $75 a share, well, there's a good chance that CLVS could also do something. So you can see now we broke above that $23, and I'm just going to see kind of what happens here at that $23 area now. Getting some selling pressure there at the $23 area, so looking like it might be a little bit of a trap here. Getting tight though with the EMAs and everything, so giving it a little bit of time. On the 5-minute chart, it's still overextended on the 5-minute chart, so looking for that pullback, kind of just playing into the idea, that stock's moving waves here. I want to see this $23 area just kind of turn into resistance and not have the strength to keep bouncing above that $23. And once I see that, I'll look to short. Now, if we can kind of turn $23 area into support, then I'll just wait, give it some time. You can see big buyer step up there at 23 right now, trying to push it, but not really going. So we had that buyer step up there at 23, and it just did not really seem like it moved much there. All right, so I'm going to jump in short right there at 23. There at 8 o'clock. Let's see if we get that pullback. Really quick little drop down to the 22s. Make a quick $400 here. People trying to jump in here on this and get some of the action. So let's see if we can get this. Some orders is coming through there, printing. Not actually going through on the tape, it looks like right here. But let's see if we can get covered down here in the 22s. Just looking to see here. You can see the spread right now. 22 on the bid, 22 on the fit, 22.70 there on the ask. I think a little bit more volume to come in here and get a little bit of the action. So bouncing there off that 22.50 area, back up here towards 23 now, looking to see if this $23 area can hold it down and just turn into resistance there at 23 from earlier. See if we get a little bit of a trap over this whole dollar break. Still that $23 area, giving it. You can see someone still sitting there at that $23 area selling into that. So you can see people still selling there at $23. Looking like some shorts are sitting there trying to hold this down, thinking that this thing's just getting pumped up. Really on just the news of TSRO getting bought out, but really it's like kind of the rumor mill right now. CLVS, does it really justify it to be up 33% when one of its competitors get bought out? Maybe it does. So we'll see. TSRO is up 60% on that buyout deal, and people are kind of just playing into that idea here that CLVS has more value than it's currently trading at because one of their competitors just got bought out for big premium, but still thinking that we're going to get a bit of a pullback here, just because it's so overextended, on the 5-minute chart. Getting a little bit better on the 5-minute chart, but still looking for that pullback down there to the $22 area, down to that non-EMA on the 5-minute chart. This candle right here just kind of is showing that big wick there, but it's really because of the orders that were going through late there from from earlier this morning. Those aren't actual orders that were printing. It's kind of just like sometimes you got to think about that. You can see the sellers stacking up there. Same kind of idea I think that I had there at the 23.30, trying to get short. So right there, dropping through there, 23.20, getting back down there to $23. So it looks like somebody else out there is thinking similar to what my game plan is here, with shorting there at the $23 area. Now let's see if this $23 area can hold us down. We'll break through the VWAP. We'll break through the EMAs here and get back down there to the 22 area. You can see kind of below that 22.25, 22.75 area. There's that. Ooh, I think this is an old order printing again. That's what we're looking for. We're going to see that pullback down there. So getting a little bit tricky here with these old orders coming through and getting on the tape there. But like I said, that's not a real print. Still looking good with this $23 area, just holding it down resistance-wise. That's kind of what we want to see, just shorting. Obviously my average is there at $23. So we want to see this hold at that $23 area, pull back down there to the 22. Obviously, when you're short, you got to cover at a lower price to make money. You can't cover at a higher price to make money. People always ask me about that. Like, oh, how do you make money shorting? Well, you sell it high and you buy it back lower, returning the shares to the broker and making money. So looking for some selling pressure to come in here and see if we can break below the EMAs here. Got the 9 and the 20 EMA there on the 1-minute chart. You can see here on the 5-minute chart, you got the 9 there at 22.25 and the 20 down there at the $21 area. Got the VWAP there at 22.28. So I think if we can break below the VWAP, below this 9 EMA, we should get a nice little pullback down there into the $21 area, and then I'll look to cover down there. See if we can get through this 22.50 support there. Got the buyer sitting there at 22.50, soaking it up right now. But you can see we're right there. The 9 EMA, the 20 EMA on the 1-minute chart. Everything lining up right there. Let's see if we can get this break. I think we can break below 22.50. We got a nice little pullback down there to $22 pretty quickly here. Give us some time here. Having some patience. Like I said, that $23 area is going to be my stop on this. And just want to see if we can push through this 22.50. It's looking weak here. But it's hard to really know what's going on there. There might be someone just sitting there at the 22.50, just slowly accumulating, trying to hold this up, trying to get a long position. It's hard to say, really. What's your opponent doing right now? What's the enemy doing on the other side of his computer screen right now? Remember, for me to make money, somebody's basically got to lose money here, and that's kind of how it goes with trading. There's got to be a buyer, there's got to be a seller. So someone has to buy. So somebody has to sell. So somebody has to sell their shares, at a lower price here for me to make money. And that's what, we're hoping for. And that's what we're looking for here. Just kind of looking to, play into that risk management here. Keeping my stop there at the $23 area. Get out for a $100 loss and try to walk away with a $400 win. And it's a pretty good risk reward, 4-to-1 here. 4-to-1 risk reward. Does that mean it's going to work? Does that mean that I'm going to walk away with $400 in profit? It's always every trade we go into, there's a risk, there's a reward, and that's what we're playing into right now. The risk here is the reward here is greater than the risk for me right now, and that's a good trade. So that's why we're taking it. That's why we got it. That's why I'm in it. That's why we're looking for this to pull through that 22.50 area. Someone's just buying there, 22.50. There we go, through 22.50 now, 22.20, 22.10 on the bid. Let's see if we can get pulled down there. We gotta get this ask. We gotta get the ask here to drop down, and I'll look to try to take some profit if we can break through that $22 support. So finally getting through that buyer there at 22.50. Thought we might bounce there for a second, but then we ended up getting through there. Now let's see if we can't pull down there like I was hoping. It looks like we might even be able to get down there to $21 area. Just kind of looking at this chart here. Got that $22 just kind of overall, whole dollar support there. You can see earlier kind of bounced there at 22.24. But right, 22, this previous resistance earlier kind of turning into support there. So we got to be careful. And we're going to see what happens here at 22. So now I'm going to be watching this 2250 area. I want to see 2250 area turn into resistance. And I don't want to get back above 2250. If we can get back above 2250, I'm looking to cover here because I'm just not liking that it's showing strength there and just not selling off like I'm hoping for. And we're going to play it safe there. So let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see what happens here at the 2250 area if this turns into resistance now. I want to see this right here. 2250 area turn into resistance. It's just not looking too hot right now. You see on the 5-minute chart that $22 area turning into support there on the 5-minute chart. So we got to be careful at this area right here. That's why I'm watching this 2250. If we get back above 2250, this thing could go back to all time. You know, this thing could go back to high of day, back above $23 pretty quickly. Kind of seeing how earlier how we had this little wave pattern. So shorting at the top of that wave there and looking, you know, right now looking like we might be forming a new bottom of this wave. So we got this kind of higher low there. The low earlier there, 27.50 after that big move up there, big pullback, and then moving higher. But now kind of turning that $22 area into support, and that could possibly be the bottom of that next wave here. So we get this big move up, pullback, start that next wave, breaks the upside, getting above that resistance, but then pulling back. And right now that $22 area looking like it's turning into support for now. So I've got my finger on the trigger here, watching this 2250 area. If I can, if I need to, I'm going to jump out there at 2250. All right, so I'm going to take 200 shares there at 22.25 just to lock that down for now. Getting filled there, 22.25, 200 shares. And let's see kind of what happens from here if we can break below $22 or if that 2250 area is going to turn into resistance, what we're going to get here. So still with 200 shares left, just going to see now where we're going to go here. Now, one thing I need to make clear here is what I'm doing is I'm really just playing into the idea, you know, that stocks like these are going to move in waves. Even a stock with big, good, amazing news is still going to have these little pullbacks. And I was looking to short into that resistance, which was that previous resistance there at $23. Looking to short into that for that next just natural pullback that's going to come. Is that to say the stock can't go higher later? Is that to say the stock can't go to $40 there at open? No, that's not what we're doing here. My idea is that I'm seeing a stock that's overextended. I'm seeing a stock that's, you know, really jumping up fast and just not really showing a lot of strength. And once I see that, I'm kind of shorting into that resistance and looking for that just natural pullback down to that next kind of support area, which was that $22 area. So right now, let's see if we can get through this 22.25. That 22.25 buyer sitting there right now trying to soak it up. I'm still watching the 22.40 seller. I want to see that 22.40 seller hold there. If you can't hold, I'm going to jump out. And looking like this 22.25 buyer is getting exhausted here. Let's see. Bit of a battle right here, similar to earlier with the 2250 buyer. So you can see, you know, even though the stock wants to pull back there, you just never know what is really going on there. If somebody's sitting there trying to buy, you know, they can use hidden size. There's a lot of tricks they can play here. That's one thing with pre-market you got to be careful with. There's a lot of pre-market is very easy to manipulate. You just got to be careful that you're not getting, you know, manipulated or stuck in, or you're not, you know, just because you think a stock's going to pull back doesn't mean it's going to just keep continuous. Doesn't mean that it's just going to pull back all the way down to zero. You know, it's going to be, you got to be logical here. You got to be logical here and kind of see those opportunities as they unfold. And then you got to be able to adjust your plan depending on kind of how the stock is reacting at a certain level. So like I said earlier, that $22 area was kind of my goal. I want to get covered there at 22, but right now the stock is showing me that there's a good chance that this $22 area is looking like it wants to be that, higher low on this 5-minute on the 5-minute chart there, as it's showing some strength there and trying to turn back up, which kind of we had earlier. You can see, the big wave higher, pulls back, and then big wave higher, shorting there, shorting into that resistance, shorting into that strength. The last thing I want to do is shorting right here. I don't want to be shorting here as the stock is crashing, because you can see what happens. Even though it pulled down there at 20.75, it jumped right back up there. So you got to be careful when you're shorting these types of plays. This is not one of those shorts that I'm like, oh, this stock is going to get crushed. It's going to go low, low, low. This is more one of those shorts, seeing that it's overextended and just kind of seeing that action. And once I saw that action, I was like, okay, I'm thinking there's going to be just some type of natural pullback down to that support area. And that's exactly what we got. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get covered there at 22.40. I'm just not liking that action. That 22.25 buyer just not doing it for me right now. They're not helping me. They are not my friends. You can see right there, 22.40. So like I said earlier, thinking this 22.25 area turns into that next higher low on this kind of formation here, consolidating there, and look for that move higher. Like I said earlier, like I said before, this was not a short that I was like, ooh, I'm going to short at $23 and I'm going to cover back at $17. This was purely the idea that the stock, moves in waves, and I was looking to short at the top of the wave, looking to cover at that next consolidation area, which I thought would probably be that $22 area. Like I said earlier, not bad. We got pretty darn close. You can see here, ended up making $270 on this trade there on CLVS, just with 400 shares, buying just with 400 shares, shorting into that resistance, and then covering at the support area, the next support area, and looking like that 22.25 area, it wants to go. It looking really like it just wants to break through there, but I was going to play it safe. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm going to be doing a live stream here on YouTube in a little bit, so I just kind of want to wrap this video up and give you guys, the breakdown on that trade there, CLVS this morning. It's up big on news, on rumors and all that, so we are looking for a little bit of a pullback, and we got pretty close to my overall target. I would have loved to have seen it, break through 22 there. You can see a little bit of a bounce off at 22. I was looking for just a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more there. This kind of is what it is. So playing it safe there, identifying, that support, kind of what was going on. And you can see now, a little bit more of a pullback. Now down there to 22.20. Kind of is what it is there. I'm going to take it. I'm going to get ready for the live stream. I'll talk to you guys later on. If you haven't already, do me one big favor. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go.